Welcome to the Crusaders of Lornia demo game. Crusaders of Lornia is a card game where two players battle each other with lifeforms and tactical cards using fuel cards to play them, with the overall goal of depleting all of your opponent's resource cards. A player is chosen at random to go first. Both players start the game with 10 resource cards face up in their garrison. Your deck must contain a minimum of 50 cards. Both players start by drawing 7 cards from their respective decks. A player starts their turn with their refuel phase, where they recharge all of their depleted fuel cards. A player will not have any fuel to recharge on their first turn. The player then enters their draw phase, where they draw 1 card from the top of their deck. A player then enters the pre-operations phase, where they may play fuel cards, deploy lifeforms, or initiate tactical and or resource cards in their designated areas. Any card in your hand may be placed face down in the fuel depot to act as a normal fuel card. The player who goes first will skip their assault phase and move directly to the end phase, where they will end their turn. Here I place a designated fuel card into the fuel depot. I then turn it face down to initiate its effect to generate 1 fuel. Next, I use the fuel to deploy Infector's Patient Zero to the battlefield. Then I deplete the fuel card to generate another fuel to deploy another of the same lifeform. I must use 1 lifeform to assault Nick's lifeform. Both assault values are the same, so they are both neutralized and sent to stasis. Now I assault Nick directly, causing him to lose 1 resource. Here Nick depletes 2 fuel to deploy Emor Private. Since Emor Private has an assault value greater than that of my lifeform, only my lifeform is neutralized and sent to stasis. Here I choose to deploy Infector's Reliever in the armor position. Here Nick deploys Benthar Emor City Guard. He then chooses to use Benthar's effect since he has met the condition. Since Infector's Reliever is in the armor position, Nick must assault it with a value greater than 3. By combining the assault values of his lifeforms to make 4, he can now neutralize my lifeform with a joint assault. I initiate a rapid tactical card to return 1 of the assaulting lifeforms back to Nick's hand. Therefore the assault value is now 3, and my lifeform is able to stay on the battlefield. Infector's Harvester can be placed in the fuel depot just like any other card. However, it has a special effect where you must reveal it to your opponent when you do. Then, you can place 1 zombie lifeform from your stasis into your fuel depot in a depleted position. Both cards will turn face down as they are not designated fuel cards. When Infector's Reservist is deployed, you must send 1 lifeform you command to stasis. Since the text is black, this effect is not optional. Here I initiate Rise. I then deploy the top 2 cards of my deck face down as zombie lifeforms with 0 assault and 0 armor. I then initiate Infector's Infusion to give all zombie lifeforms +1 assault until the end of turn. Nick uses Miscalculated Assault to void the assault and neutralize my lifeform. I then joint assault using my 2 remaining life forms. Nick now deploys Gildorian, Knight of Emor. He then initiates the tactical enhancement card, Tibetian Blade. Since Gildorian has Emor in its name, it gets +2 assault from the Tibetian Blade. I lose 1 resource from this direct assault. I choose to initiate Hidden Greed during the end phase of Nick's turn. I use itself to pay for its initiation cost. I deploy Rot, Infector's Juggernaut. He gets +1 assault and +1 armor for each zombie lifeform in your stasis. Since Gildorian has a higher assault value than Rot, I choose to use Special Talents, an effect resource card. By neutralizing 1 additional resource when I play this card, I can neutralize 1 lifeform on the battlefield. Here Nick depletes 4 fuel to initiate Chemical Weapon X5 to neutralize 1 lifeform. Next he initiates Tibetian Exchange, an effect resource card. By discarding 2 cards he can add 1 card from his deck to his hand. Nick initiates Spare Battery, generating 2 fuel. He then deploys Troublemaker Ricky. Using Ricky's effect, he is able to deploy Waitress Nikki for 0 fuel. I lose 1 resource card for each direct assault. Here I initiate the effect resource card Corpse Collector. I add up to 2 zombie lifeforms from my stasis to my hand. I deploy Rot, Infector's Juggernaut. After I deploy Infector's Soul Dragger, I enter my assault phase. However, I cannot assault Nick because he controls Waitress Nikki. Waitress Nikki's effect is neither this lifeform nor any Troublemaker Ricky can be assaulted. By initiating the effect resource card, Ricky's Favorite Drink, Nick is able to draw 2 cards. Here Nick depletes 2 fuel to deploy Emor Private. When Infector's Soul Dragger is neutralized, I must send the top 2 cards in my deck to stasis. Here I initiate Chemical Weapon X5 to neutralize Troublemaker Ricky, thus breaking the assault lock. When I assault Waitress Nikki, Nick initiates Forced Eviction to return Rot to my hand. However, I initiate Nope in response. and void the initiation of Nick's rapid tactical card with one of my own. Here, Nick depletes 4 fuel to initiate Chemical Weapon X5 to neutralize 1 life form. He then deploys Patron of Emor and assaults me directly for 1 resource. Here, I initiate Rise. I then deploy the top 2 cards of my deck face down as zombie lifeforms with 0 assault and 0 armor. Here, Nick deploys Ventara, Little Cafe Server. By commanding this lifeform, all other human lifeforms get +1 assault and +1 armor. Here I initiate Forced Eviction, and return Ventara Little Cafe Server to Nick's hand. I deploy Rising Infectors in armor position and pass my turn. Here, Nick redeploys Ventara and uses it plus Patron of Emor to joint assault my Rising Infectors. He then makes one final direct assault with Patron of Emor, ending the game because I am now out of resources. We hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.